Did you know that there are hidden secrets behind every entity in Doors Floor 2, and even some that could actually change your gameplay experience? Many players are unaware of these unique characteristics, but these entities do have many interesting things to uncover, especially the deeper we go with them. Today, we'll be exposing the hidden secrets and mysteries surrounding the various entities that can be found in Floor 2. So you better like and subscribe, or else Giggle will be right next to your bed tonight. Number 1, Giggle. At this point, everyone already knows who Giggle is and what they do exactly, but there's actually a lot of secrets about the entity, especially if we dive deeper into the surrounding information about the entity. We already know that these little guys can attack from the ceiling, but there's actually a trick in order to make the hitbox of the entity even lower. Apparently, if you maintain your eye contact on the entity while walking past them, the hitbox will decrease a bit, making it easier to maneuver around them. The opposite will happen if you don't see them, as the hitbox will become larger. If you're looking at the entity, the hitbox will be very small, as it's shown on the blue circle around the entity. Meanwhile, it shows about 20% bigger when the players aren't looking at it, as shown here. Another interesting fact is that if we take the slime off of a Screech, we can see that both entities literally have the same bone structure and very similar teeth, which could mean they could in fact be the same species, but one is corrupted by Seek in a way. Counting the teeth, the Giggle has 12 teeth, while Screech has 16, so it is a bit strange why one has more than the other. One strange secret is that there is a sound file within the game that is labeled Crushed by Figure, and it sounds really disturbing. So this does confirm that Giggles can get squashed by Figure, as we can see here on the screenshot. Who knew Figure was some type of low-key psychopath? Number 2, Gloombats. Gloombats are an interesting entity within the game, and if you didn't know, they're actually a mix between a bat and a moth. But what's really interesting is that these entities are actually able to dive under the water. The achievement for surviving these Gloombats is I Don't Believe My Eyes, and the description is actually a reference to a line from the Owl City song Fireflies. One major hidden secret about these little flies is that the figure can actually eat Gloombats, especially if one comes into contact with them. And if you think about it, Gloombats ate anything with a light, and well, Figure's mouth does light up, especially by its blisters, which causes the Gloombats to be attracted to the figure, leading to their demise. Not only that, but Gloombats can have different eye colors, though the yellow eye color is the most common. Another deep secret is that El Goblino actually has some text regarding about Gloombats, one of which being that someone tries to catch Gloombats to eat, but often fails due to its small size. And also another one saying that Gloombats are very tasty to eat. Did bro really just confess to eating Gloombats on 4K? That's a bit wild. There are also different colors of Gloombats that can be found within the game, and players have been able to find a pink colored Gloombat, which is presumably very rare to find. In all, Gloombats do have a ton of little secrets within them. Number 3, Grumbles. Yes, Grumbles are another new entity within this floor, and we know how they work crawling through the nest in order to protect the Queen Grumble. But there are some hidden secrets to the entity and their model, one of which comes from the entity's tentacles, as it is a confirmed hidden secret that the tentacles actually have no collision and players are able to walk by them easily. It's also hidden within the entity's model files that the strange mark that we can see on the top of their head is also known as the Queen's Mark, and without it, they look almost exactly the same as a normal Grumble. Another hidden secret related to Grumbles is the amount of dead Screech piles found within room 150, especially with the resemblance between Giggles and Screeches, and with Grumbles being more matured versions of Giggles, it could be a correlation where Grumbles have to defend off the nest from Screeches. Also, what's interesting is that regular Grumbles will laugh as they continue to chase the player, but the Queen Grumble doesn't laugh at all. I mean, I guess royalty takes things seriously. Other than that, there's not really too much going on with the whole Grumble family at the moment. Number 4, Dupe. Dupes have been around the game ever since the Doors Hotel Plus update, but they did receive a major revamp especially if you do decide to crucify the entity. The entity now has its own room, and you can see some strange red veins lingering around with a hole on the roof of the room. The entity's sound effect of being near a room does originate from this one called Creature Growls Line 2. Though in the game, players aren't able to see the entity's body as the door closes during the whole cutscene, hackers were able to no-clip through the room to find some weird assets such as possible internals of the entity. An interesting little secret is that within the sewer portion of the mines, dupe rooms only appear as wooden doors and not like the normal doors within the sewers. It does make the entity much more easier to find in these scenarios. The same can also be said if the next room is a fire damp room. It will simply be a black room on the other side if it is a gated door. Number 5, Jeff. The Jeff entity can be found within a shop and does contain even more secrets, including a secret update to the entity model, previously being shown for only having 2 tentacles within the shop, but now the entity is confirmed to have 6 total tentacles within the model files of the game. It's still unclear why he has so many, especially because we can only see him with 2. More secrets do include finding a gold coin sitting around behind the shop, which is also used for his coin tossing animation, and he does now get visibly angry if you mess around with this radio. There's also a secret change in which if a rush does somehow come through, the shop will still be left open and the entity will sell items as normal. In the past, the shop would have been closed due to the inconvenience. The entity now also gets visibly angry if you shine a flashlight in their face, using their tentacles to protect their eyes, so he's received a lot of love, especially within the last update. Number 6, Hide. Hide is a very interesting one, especially because in the past, we never had a chance to see what they would exactly look like. With Hyde's body now being shown, it gets more interesting, especially if you dissect it even deeper. The entity does contain a face being in the center, and it's said its appearance looks like the entity is screaming, as it can be resembled to a paw with many toes, according to the door's wiki. It has many eyes, but it gets more scarier as the entity does contain several particle animations, one of which being a face of a ghost that is frowning in a sad looking face. The other 2 particles aren't really notable, though the 3rd particle does look like a shape of death, an old fan-made entity. The entity also does contain some interesting ambient sounds that does resemble that of demons screaming within the background. Take a quick listen. And with that ghost particle lurking around the entity, the 2 could be correlated in some way. But which hidden secret from the entity was your favorite? Like and subscribe, and we'll see you all on the next one.